Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Carol and in today's video you're going to see a different version of me. Today I'm talking to you about what I wear when I don't want to wear makeup. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you would know that usually when I do wear makeup I'm quite high maintenance about it, and I put on my face everything you could possibly wear. From 2 different primers to a concoction of foundations to multiple powders to multiple products, everything you could ever think of will go on my face. But in today's video, this is the face that I'm gonna wear for the rest of the day, and it really doesn't really have all that many products. For some people, this might be like the glam version of themselves, if you know what I mean. So for me, this is as minimal as it goes. We're talking about products, we're talking about tools, we're talking about alternative things for the same item. So if you're curious and you want to know what products I use whenever I don't really want to wear makeup on that specific day, then you made it to the right video. Congratulations. Let's get started. I love perfecting my skin. Sometimes I have blemishes, like today I have something here on my chin. I have also one over here and one in the center of my forehead. So I want to hide that because I don't like the way it looks. For that reason, I use my concealer. You could use any concealer of your choice, but I would not recommend using something like Tarte Shape Tape because you can obviously tell that there's something on that spot that's not on the rest of the face. So use something that's relatively sheer, not too pigmented, but pigmented enough to make you feel okay with like the remnants of that spot peeking through, or the remnants of those under eye circles like peeking through. Nothing too heavy, but also enough coverage to just make you feel a little bit more comfortable with your skin. So for that, I use the coverage concealer, and I also like to blend it with a brush as opposed to a sponge. Whenever I do like my whole face, I use a sponge, but whenever I'm doing this kind of makeup, I use a brush. This brush is from Il Maquillage, and it's just a concealer brush. I think it used to have a number, but it's not there anymore. So for perfecting the skin as much as you feel like you need or you feel comfortable with, then this is a decent combo. I don't think you can get Meluka internationally, it's just in Israel, but any concealer that you like, that you feel comfortable with, then go with that because it's the best one for you, the one that you feel comfortable with. Alright, I love to set my under eye circles and to set the rest of my face because I do not want that concealer to move. I put it there and only there for a purpose, not on the rest of my face. So for the areas where I do put concealer, I like to set it with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. As you can see, this is my second compact, and I hit pan already because I adore this powder. It's just a beautiful powder. I use the tiniest amount on my eyes, around my nose, on my chin, where my zip is, also wherever I put concealer. So today, for example, I did this kind of motion, and that was it. So yeah, I also use the Wingos. I don't know what this brush is called, but it's a Wingos brush. I love these brushes; they're fantastic. Now, I personally love to look glowy every single day of my life. I love to look glowy, but obviously I don't want to look like a grease ball or anything. So I like to use what, in my opinion, is the most subtle highlight ever. And it's a combination of these 2 products. This is the Glossier Halo Scope in the shade Moonstone. What I love about it is that, in my opinion, it's quite sheer. So it does give like a glossy kind of effect, and you blend it as much as humanly possible. Just put like the tiniest bit here and here, here, also on your cupid's bow, and you blend until you can barely see a product left. And then you set it with a powder highlighter that, in your opinion, is like the most subtle powder highlight ever. I blend this with my fingers, by the way. And for my powder highlighter, I love to use the Il Maquillage Halo highlighter. It's the mineral baked highlighter in the shade Halo. I use literally the smallest amount ever. This is my second one. I finished an entire Halo Scope once. It used to have like quite a substantial dome. what dome were we talking about now? God only knows, or the store only knows, because they have products with domes because they haven't been used. I highly recommend you get this highlighter. It's just beautiful. I even use it whenever I want to like look beat as can be. Like whenever I want to use contours and highlighters and like blinging highlighters, a ton of eyeshadows, eyeliner, all of the whole 9 yards basically. I use this in the center of my face, but whenever I want to look like I'm just naturally glowy and I don't have any makeup on, but let's try to pretend like I don't. This is what I use. So I love that. Then we're done with face basically. That's it for the face. Now we're talking about the eyes. I literally cannot leave the house without doing my brows. I just can't. I don't feel comfortable. I hate my brows as is, and without a brow pencil, I honestly, I would rather put this and nothing else on my face and get out of the house. I'd feel comfortable. Even if I had like the worst breakout on my chin, I would rather do my brows than conceal that like spot on my chin. Brows, just like, it's an essential. Like, I swear I don't know how I used to do my face and do my makeup without doing my brows. Like, just blows my mind. I cannot believe it. It's so bizarre to me. But I use the Jade Idyllic Brow Pencil Crayon Poudre pour les Sourcils #6 Soft Black. I love it. It's just like the easiest thing ever. You sharpen it and then you just like run it through your brows, you comb them through, and you call it a day. But I'm not done with the eyes, because there's also one product that I feel like really does miracles when it comes to making your eyes look alive and like they're opened and ready for the day and just like 10 times more beautiful, and that's mascara. I alternate. I don't just use one mascara. Sometimes I use one and sometimes I use the other, and sometimes I use them both. And the mascaras I use are the Jade Volumetric. I love this mascara because it's just so volumizing. The brush looks like this. It's quite big. And the other mascara is quite the opposite of this one, as you'll see. It's the Meluka la 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 long mascara. It's quite a bizarre name, but it's supposed to make people understand that it's lengthening rather than volumizing. It's a mascara I have on my eyes at the moment. And as you can imagine, there's no way that a wrist like a wand that this one has can fit into here. So the wand is super small. Let's actually compare them side by side because they're quite different. Oh, they're completely different. I mean, look. So yeah, your taste in mascara doesn't have to be like the same bristle or the same like wand every time. Different wands can do different things, and you can like two completely different things all the same. So love those mascaras. Finally, I feel like my lips are decent as is, but to perk them up a little bit, I love to use a lip liner and always and forever a lip gloss. The lip liner I always use and I cannot live without is the Pupa True Lips in the shade 03. It's literally the exact shape or the exact shade of my lips. The exact shape of my lips. That would be very weird. But it's just a perfect lip liner. Love the formula. It's so creamy. It's very pigmented. It is exactly the shade of my lips, and I love that about it. But that's not enough for me. After I've defined the shape of my brows and filled them in, I need a lip gloss. I love lip glosses. I can share with you quite a few that I love wearing on the daily. I have here about, well, actually, let me show you all of the glosses that I have. Just because we're already here and it's fun and stuff like that. My all-time favorite, I mean, if you've seen my 6 products that YouTube made me watch, then you know that this is the best gloss ever. It's a Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm, I believe it's called, in Fenty Glow. Like, it's my favorite. But today, I'm wearing the Dose of Color Desi X Katie gloss in the most. I really like it, although it does feel grittier than this because I don't know if this has, probably does have some very, very shiny, like glittery particles. This one has a little bit like chunkier particles. That's why whenever it does start to kind of fade away, I do feel the glitteriness, but I love it nonetheless. It's a great, great gloss. I like it a lot. I don't love it because love is only for Fenty. Love is only for Fenty. The rest is just a huge like. I also really love the other gloss from the Dose of Color Desi X Katie collection, and it's the over the top one. If I want something more golden, I would wear this. And today, when I want something like slightly on the pinkier side, because I feel like it just flatters my outfit today a little bit better, then I opt for this. I also love the jade glosses. I have two here. I have the shade 800 and 801. They were limited edition. I don't know if they're still available, but really good glasses. I also really like the Pixie and Chloe Morello gloss in Cake, I think it's called. It's quite a duochrome gloss, like gold slash pinky purple. It's really unique, quite a unique color. I also really like the NYX tiramisu gloss, quite an oldie but a goodie. I really love the Pupa gloss in the shade 200. This is Pupa micro, what? I don't think it's micro, it's Mayo. Pupa gloss in the shade 200. And finally, I like this old gloss in my collection. It's an Essence gloss. Nothing, I think it's called Dazzle Glow. It's in the number 23. But as you may be able to tell, I can't see anything on the packaging because it's so cheap that everything rubbed off so fast. But it's a really, really nice gloss nonetheless. So my friends, quite a lot of products, I know. And my face doesn't really look that done up. But that's what I do whenever I don't really want to wear makeup. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know like products that you literally cannot live without. And if you can literally live without all makeup products, I would love to know that too, because that's quite interesting to me. Like you go out without brows. Like I salute you for that. You're amazing and I'm so jealous, but I can't do that myself. So yeah, don't take this video as like, oh, if you don't do this then you are not a decent makeup wearer. Completely not the case. You wear whatever you want, whatever you please. I don't have to tell you anything. I think you are a grown up. Well, even if you're not a grown up, you have a mind of your own and you don't need me to tell you what to do and what not to do. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to watch more videos. I'm considering incorporating more book related videos into my YouTube life. So there's a book haul coming up really, really soon. Keep your eyes out for that. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and I guess I'll see you soon.